And remember when your Lord extracted the children of Adam from his back, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them to bear witness, am I not your Lord? And they all bore witness to the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to that responsibility that they have to that covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a question came up multiple times. Some of you even stopped me after Salah and said, if Allah wrote us amongst the people of hellfire, Allah created us for hellfire, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, Allahumma ameen. And if the light did not hit us in the beginning, how is that fair? What chance do I actually have? And I want to address it first and foremost from a Quranic perspective. And by the way, I'm just going to say, mashallah, we live in a day and age where there are lots of wonderful resources that break this stuff down. The concepts of decree and predestination. If you go to Yaqeen's website, literally search the word divine decree, predestination. We have papers, we have a whole curriculum that you can work through, inshallah ta'ala, to properly understand this. If you go to Sapiens Institute, mashallah, amazing works that they have on divine decree and predestination. If you go to the works of Sheikh Omar al-Ashqar, rahimahullah ta'ala, he has a book on divine decree and predestination. This is all in the English language. In the Arabic language, it's a bahr. It is an ocean, and it will leave you not just satisfied, but invoking, inshallah ta'ala, Allah for that next step in your journey to Him. So I don't want to go down the deep philosophical parts of this. I want to address it first and foremost from the Quran. And we said that these 7 surahs are grouped together. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah talks about the original covenant with Adam alayhi salam, which is the first of the 7 surahs. In Surah Al-A'raf, the covenant with the descendants of Adam alayhi salam. In Surah Al-Baqarah, when Allah Azza wa Jal appoints Adam alayhi salam as a Khalifa on this earth, and Allah Azza wa Jal gives him that authority and mentions the children of Adam that are to come, the angels ask a question. What did they say? أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَن يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاء. But we know what's going to happen with that creation. A creation that has free will, a creation that has choice, is going to end up being intoxicated by its desires, by its devices, by its sense of power, and spread corruption and spill blood. أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَن يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاء وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. Now the angel said, and we glorify you, we declare your perfection, we worship you, O Allah. And the angels are not restricted by the potential of desires that can pull them away. And what's Allah's answer? Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamun. I know what you don't know. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. We have no knowledge except what you know, O Allah. Were the angels questioning the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Absolutely not. In fact, many of the Mufassirun, as they elaborate on this verse very beautifully, first and foremost, they're talking about the outcome of this creation, not Allah's wisdom for the creation itself. Secondly, they are afraid that perhaps there's a deficiency in their worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. نَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. Like, are we not doing enough, O Allah? And of course, the angels know the glory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they always feel deficient. And the one who gets to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more always looks at their own ibadah and feels like it isn't enough. And so the angels are not questioning Allah, they're questioning their own purpose, their own worship, or how they now worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more, how they increase in their adoration of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the angels questioning. And what's their question? People who have their abilities, their will, their choices are going to steer away, and they're going to end up doing things that are wrong, because we've seen this with the jinn already. So we glorify you, O Allah. Now you come to Surah Al-A'raf. Here's something very important. When the Prophet ﷺ mentions this to the companions, explains this verse that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created from the back of Adam alayhi salam, those people of paradise and those people of hellfire. Did the Sahaba say, what's the point of God doing that? Why would Allah do that? That's not fair. Did they question the divine scheme? Did they start to ask questions about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No. Why? Because they have adab with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have a mannerism with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, etiquette with how they approach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. You don't ask Allah about what He does. You will be asked about what you do.